As the man was drinking water, he noticed something strange. He was shocked to see his fingertips slowly turning purple. Years of medical experience told him that this was a sign of low blood oxygen levels. Just as he was trying to figure out what to do, the entire plane hit a patch of strong turbulence. The sudden shaking made everyone extremely nervous. But soon the plane stabilized again. Thinking it was just a minor hiccup in the journey, the flight attendant suddenly noticed something odd. A plastic bottle nearby had been crushed into a vacuum-like state. Relying on her experience, she instantly realized what was about to happen. The flight attendant quickly returned to her seat and instructed all passengers to fasten their seatbelts. But before she could even finish speaking, the plane started shaking again. By now those who hadn't fastened their seatbelts were thrown out of their seats by the force, and passengers' luggage was flying all over the cabin. It all happened so suddenly that everyone could only cling to their seats and pray to God. Meanwhile, the cabin pressure was dropping rapidly. As the pressure reached its lowest point, the oxygen masks above the seats deployed automatically. At this moment, everyone was extremely tense. Some people didn't even have time to put on their masks before passing out from lack of oxygen. During all of this, a woman happened to be in the restroom. She had tried to open the door and come out, but the violent turbulence made it impossible. The effects of oxygen deprivation kicked in fast, and before long she collapsed unconscious on the floor. Meanwhile, the man held his breath and struggled his way into the flight attendant's workstation. His wife had already passed out due to lack of oxygen, and he desperately needed to find a bottle of emergency oxygen to save her. Luckily, he found one quickly and made it back to his seat safely. He hurried to place the oxygen mask over his wife's face, and after inhaling the pure oxygen, she finally regained consciousness. Before long, the plane stabilized once again, and the cabin pressure gradually returned to normal. The captain made an announcement explaining the situation. It turned out that the plane had flown through a storm in the jet stream, causing a sealed component to malfunction. That's why the cabin pressure had been so unstable. But now the crew had fixed the issue, and everything was back to normal. With things calming down, the flight attendant made her way to the restroom. That's when she found the unconscious woman inside. Because she hadn't been wearing an oxygen mask, she was still completely out cold. The flight attendant quickly grabbed an oxygen tank and immediately placed the mask over the woman's face, hoping to save her life. Luckily, the woman miraculously woke up, but after a series of fortunate events, strange things started happening on the plane. The first person to notice something was the woman. She spotted a terrifying figure on her own screen, but when she quickly turned her head to look, everything was normal.